Hey guys, this is Rob from ChainsawGuitarTuition.net. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something that most people get wrong. I am, of course, talking about metronomes and using them to increase speed. Now, you've probably heard 1,000 times before to slow down and use a metronome, or start off slowly with a metronome before building up speed. But if you're doing that correctly, why are you still reaching a speed plateau? The problem is probably with how you're using the metronome. Now, I've seen this with students. You put it as fast as you can and then stick the metronome on to about that speed. Now, the huge problem with that is you're not playing with the metronome. You've got the metronome on, you've got it switched on, clicking away, and then you're playing and there's no connection between the two. This is where there's no relation between what you're doing and what the metronome's doing, and it's when the click can start to become annoying, not including that really annoying beep you get on some modern metronomes. You could argue that this is because you're concentrating on your own playing, and it's hard to concentrate on what the metronome's doing and what you're doing, but really there should be a connection there, and you should be following the metronome and keeping pace with it. And I'm going to pick a random note. It doesn't really matter which note, we're just going to go for rhythm at the moment. So I'm going to pick the B on the D string, that is the 9th fret. So I'm just going for one note per click. And we're going to work on subdivisions. So one note per click. And even numbers are generally easier. So 1, 2, 4, then the harder ones, 3, 5, 6, These exercises, although they're very easy, will help to build up a relationship between what you're playing and what the click's doing. Then you're going to have to think about which subdivisions are in your riff or your lick or whatever you're trying to play. So is it triplets? Is it 2 notes per click? Is it 1 note per click? All of this needs to be broken right down once you've got the understanding of the connection between that and the metronome. This is how you can get your playing in time no matter what you set the metronome to. Disregarding really high speeds, of course. So now you're going to want to set the metronome and play this at a slow speed. So I recommend 60 beats per minute, and I really don't care if you find that too slow or you're too shred to do it 60 beats per minute, because what we need to do at this speed is you need to get everything really clean, no mistakes, and perfect your technique. Okay, so that means any extra movements you need to reduce. Are your fingers flying up in the air? Obviously that needs tackling. Is there anything you particularly find difficult? Because that will need practicing. Because any mistake you make at this speed will be amplified 1,000,000 times as you speed it up. This is also how people get to the plateau stage. So you might start off at 60, and once you get up to 150, depending on what you're playing, you start to reach a limit where you can't play anymore. This is normally because mistakes have started to creep in, and they've got to a point where you can't go any further because of those mistakes. Then, once this is perfect at 60 beats per minute or a similar slow speed, you need to speed it up in very small increments. As soon as you notice a mistake, you need to stop and slow down a little bit and tackle that mistake then. Because it's no use going just powering through it and getting up to a high speed and then just getting like 10 beats per minute off of your target because you've got that mistake in there. Other than your guitar technique, there are usually 2 main reasons why you can't get up to speed. The first one is muscular. So you literally can't move your fingers that fast, or you literally haven't worked them out as much. For this, you need to go back and do some technical exercises, spider exercises, stuff like that. The other problem would be thinking time. It's completely mental, this one, and it's a bit crazy. To fix this problem, you need to go faster, force yourself to go faster than you can do it, and then come back. So then, even though it's the same speed you were trying to do before, it feels slower. I did say it was a bit crazy. So let's just start with the basic spider exercise. So we're going to go. That's me playing it at a comfortable speed, and you'll notice my fingers are staying very close to the fretboard and only kind of moving when I need them to move, mostly. So say we went up to 168 and I was all over the place, started doing that, I know that that's too fast. Lastly, I want you to be able to play this cleanly, at least 10 or 20 beats per minute higher than you need to. The bigger margin of error you've got here, the better. So if you like these lessons, don't forget to subscribe. If you go down to my website below, you can get in contact with me for Skype lessons. You can also check out my ebook, Awesome Lead Guitar, which is all about improvisation and playing lead guitar and what scales go with what chords and all this kind of stuff. More information on my website below. You can also now visit my Patreon page, which I've linked down below. I've got a video explaining all about that just here. And until then, I'll see you next time. Hey guys.